All right, guys. Good morning. It's 10 o'clock on Monday, December 13th. And here's my first look at my cart. It went down to 14 degrees last night. But as you usually in the desert, by 11 o'clock, the sun's been out for a little bit and everything warms up. So I should be okay here in another hour. As you can tell, like the front of my tent here looks perfect, right? What's been getting the sun for the last hour. But where the sun hasn't hit, it's still frozen. So today it showed me a new problem, which I haven't experienced yet with this tent. Usually because it stays colder until, I guess I came out of the tent late today too, so maybe that's it. But where it's melting at, it's actually dripping onto the netting. So as I'm laying inside, and every time I move or touch anything, then the raindrops fall through the netting and fall on me. So it's basically raining inside my tent because I'm in there later and everything's thawing out now. But this is what the desert's going to be like. Like when I got dropped off here yesterday from Ben, I didn't do any filming yesterday because me and Ben went to Buffalo Wild Wings and I drank too much. So we just didn't do any filming. But he dropped me off here and I put the tent up and I just I tried to go to sleep. I mean, like I said, I slept, it's 10 o'clock, I'm getting out of my tent. I mean, I've been up for like the last hour or two, but still, it's been a late day, but extremely sore last night, laying on my hip. I can't wait. I got a blow-up mat coming that I got sent to Ryan's house. I didn't even tell you guys. Ryan's coming out to meet me in Moab on Friday, which is why I got a ride to here. I probably cheated about 20, 25 miles. I just skipped a section of off trail, the Kelapoti trail or something, I think it's called. I just didn't want to deal with it with my cart after watching Alex, who's ahead of me, struggle with his cart. So I basically came, here's the 128 right here, the road coming down. I'm taking this road right into Moab. In about 60 miles, I'll be there. So I meet Ryan on Friday. Sorry I'm jumping around, and I'll probably come back and re-hit on everything again. But that's why I got a ride here yesterday to skip the desert part. Ben was nice enough to do that. We saw the Buffalo Wild Wings, had a couple drinks, blah, 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 blah. But I only have, I can show you guys everything. I'll show more later, but I got 6 gallons of water, which is all I need for this stretch, and all the spare stuff. So duct tape, JB Welds, inner tubes, green slime, because my cart broke already. So see this button here where the handlebar goes in? This makes it adjust up and down. It came shattered. So I had a JB weld it together. Then I have a zip tie around, and I have a half roll of duct tape holding it. So far so good, but I haven't had to push any weight in it for real. Literally just from the road to here. All right, guys, 11:15. Still got my gear out here drying. This is what I'm carrying for water. I got 6 gallons. I already mixed the Gatorade, Glacier Cherry, something blue, I'll just call it blue, and then strawberry pink. And then 3 plain waters. I figure a gallon a day should be fine out here. I'm usually carrying 3 liters, so I'm not far off a gallon on my backpack where I'm usually carrying. So a gallon a day should be fine, plus a little extra for cooking, give or take. I'll actually be passing a store here in the next day or two, so I can grab more water. It's not a big deal, and I know I'm going to be hitting Moab come Friday, or at least if I don't make it there. My buddy should be driving up on the 128 and to find me, so I didn't have to carry such a large amount of water for this stretch, but that's what I got. Hopefully my camera work is a little better. I got rid of that waterproof case that I've been using, making them horrible noises when I moved the phone, and the case itself was scratched, so it was like blotches were coming in a lot of my last couple videos. So I got a new, just cheap case. It's not waterproof, and I put on one of them like screen protectors that just stick to it. And then, they break and I swap it out and throw another one on. So I still got a broken screen with a broken phone, but it's much better in this phone case. So I should be able to make better videos. Plus, after watching it, man, the video is way better when I use the stabilization button. So I'm going to have to start using that when I'm walking. Get you guys some better videos. But it's nicer. It's only at 33 out right now. But in the sun, it's quite comfortable. So that's going to be what it's going to be like in the desert. It should be fine as long as the wind's not blowing during the day. We're looking at highs of like 41, 42. And then lows, I think the lowest this week it's going down to is like 11 at night. So as soon as that sun goes in out here in the desert, it gets cold quick. So if you've never been out in the desert, I'm telling you, it's that second that sun disappears, you're like, whoa. All right, guys, 1 o'clock. You're getting the first view of me pushing the cart. This car has been a horrible pain in my rear already. And this is the first I'm pushing it on the road. So as you can see here, I told you guys about the brake. We'll see. But I got everything to try to repair it again. My pack is slightly lighter. Like I said, the tent is in the cart. The tent and my food bag's in the cart. So it might be around 13 pounds out of my pack. And I'm not carrying 3 liters of water. I'm only carrying 2 in my pack so I can access while I'm pushing, drinking instead of stopping and opening up the cart to get everything. I got the stabilizing button on, so it automatically zooms at one time, so I can't really do too many shots like this because it's big zooming in on my face. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully I don't have too many issues. At least I'd like to get to Moab without any issues. Like I said, my buddy from the Marine Corps, Ryan's coming out on Friday. So Friday I'll meet him in Moab, and we're going to hang out and camp, I think just for 2 nights. I think he heads back Sunday. So it's like a 10-hour drive for him from California, where he's at in Bakersfield, to Moab. But looking forward to that. I might switch up my route when I get there. I got to look ahead and see what Alex is doing. But he definitely broke off and headed further south. I got the idea. This is actually the alternate bike route that I'm on right now. So I'm on the American Discovery Trail proper, just the bike route section. I should be hiking over there. I'm sorry, actually, yeah, I should be over there in the mountains right now. But after watching him struggle, pop tires and everything, I'm like, nope, I'm skipping all that. More so because I have a deadline. I have to meet somebody in Moab Friday, so I can't be playing around. All right, 1.5 miles in. Cart's cruising along. I had to lock the front wheel in the jogging mode because it was too much left and right. So it's working out better now. But this has been an easy section. It's been all flat or, slightly downhill. Camping should not be an issue out here in Utah because right now, everything you're seeing is BLM land, so federal land. So you can just camp. And there's some small state sections. Everything is pretty much public land that I'm going to be passing. Small sections where it's not. But camping should not be an issue at all. Cars are an issue. There's nowhere for me to go. I could drop down the side of the road, but it's a little more pain than you think. Like this, he should already be over already. Some vehicles make it easier on me than others. I'm doing less filming because I got to keep my hands on the cart. I just realized that it's hard to turn when she starts going one way. I know probably tomorrow and next day I'll be cutting through some gorgeous red canyons. So I'm looking forward to that. When I was in town, I got a pair of clippers. I was going to cut my own hair and trim out my beard. I ended up getting a haircut. I asked for a fade, and she just shaved it all one length around. It's fine. Charged me $10. Tipped her 10, said thank you, Merry Christmas. Look at my beard. It looks kind of good. I trimmed it up with the clippers, but then this side I went in too close. So it's driving me nuts that I know it's uneven, but once I get a couple days of growth back in there, you won't even notice, or at least I'll feel better. Every time I start playing with clippers, I mess my beard up. That's usually why I had to shave it. I just want to keep my mustache. I was getting tired of shaving it off. I hate when it's going over my lip. It bothers me. It's just hard to steer with one hand, just because it wants to keep pulling to the left. And when I'm cranking here, I feel like I'm putting too much pressure on the repair. So I haven't been filming as much today. But I haven't been really close to any of these views. But it's incredible out here. Oh, let me get over. There's a mule deer down there in the road. I hope this truck sees it. There he goes. He broke really late. All right, guys, 3 o'clock. I'm 5 miles in. I'm not going to have many more miles today. I'm going to shut it down around 4. Or if I come up with a nice chunk of public land, I'll probably just cut off here real soon to get everything set up. Extremely disappointed that my heel is so sore after all that time off. It's just a struggle. Something's obviously wrong. So you figure I've given it a week of rest a couple times in hotels, and then between me getting sick, not camping out, and getting a room, I mean, you're looking at almost 3 weeks where I didn't move much at all. I mean, short walks, I would try to go on a morning walk every other day for like 3 miles, but for the most part, I was resting my heel, and it's doing nothing. But it's like I said, it's just a pain tolerance, so try not to talk about it too much. You're right. Yeah, I need a stroller to push my water because there's no water out here for 150, 200 mile stretches. Meanwhile, I'm following the Colorado River here in the Moab pretty much. It's been recommended to me not to filter water out of there, but I mean, it's fine. Whether I get the cart, you know, when I did here in the beginning, or I wait until I get into after Moab or whatever, what's the difference? All right, guys, it's 3:30. I'm just a little over 6 miles in. It looks like I'm going to be coming up and crossing the Colorado River, so I'll be on the opposite side of it for the remainder in the Moab. But there's the Dewey Bridge I'll be crossing, I believe it is, and then there's a Dewey Bridge campground right around there, and about another 2.5 miles. So that's what I'm shooting for. Little campground area. We'll see how it works out. There's not a whole lot of places right here, even though it's public land. I don't like to be, you know, right next to the road. Definitely don't want to be on this side too much because there's nothing but signs I've been passing, you know, danger of falling rocks. So probably not a good idea to set up over there. Meh. Meh. There's a little buck right there. All right, the Colorado Riverway Recreational Area. Special regulations apply. Information 1 mile. That's probably the campsite I'm looking for, 1 mile up. We'll see. Looks like there's a bridge right there. I don't know if that's what I'm crossing, but well, definitely not crossing that bridge. Looks like there's the little parking area, picnic area. I don't think I can camp there though. Campground's like another half mile away. We'll see. Oh, cart's running away from me. All right, 4:15, guys. I'm at 9.5 miles in, or 9 point something. And I'm at the Dewey Bridge recreational site. And there's supposed to be camping here. Yeah, campsite. Oh, sorry. Horrible camera work. Cart's getting out of control. Well, there's a lot of campsites here. This will work out perfect. If it's open for the season. I didn't think about that. Well, it looks like the group sites are closed every day except Sunday. It says if you don't have a reservation, to look at the calendar, see if it's available. And every day on December and January, it's closed except for Sundays. I did just learn that Colorado in Spanish means red. That's why the river's not a clear running river. It's got a heavy load of silt, so it's got, I would call it a brown color, not a red, but that's where I get this name from. That's red though, reddish. Canyons. I'm going to go down here to the individual area and see what the board tells me. I'm hoping that everything ain't closed. It doesn't matter. This is where I'm camping, but in this cart, she does not like the off-road. Definitely more work on my part. And that front wheel, one of the sides, I'll show you later if I remember. It's barely in, like the spinning screw with the handle is supposed to go in. I can only get it to go in like a 1/4 inch, or the other one went all the way in. And once the wheel was in there, I couldn't adjust it. So I just got some strips of tape in case the bolt comes out. I won't lose it, hopefully. All right, it says there's 3 group sites and eight, I think, individual sites. It's individual sites are $20 a night, which is just crazy for the camp center. No running water here. I don't know if the bathrooms are open for this time of year, but there's usually Restrooms right back here. But I'm judging off Colorado. That stuff's probably closed. Some campsites in Colorado, you guys seen if you follow along with me, were open. I mean, it was all the garbage and restrooms were all locked up, but a lot of them you could still use without paying. Some were closed down. I guess it depends what, I don't know, who owns that land or whatnot, but a lot of the sites in Colorado you could still camp in legally, even though they were closed for, all the amenities were closed, is the word I'm looking for. I'm just gonna walk back here, hopefully find a site that can't be seen. But I have $20, so if I have to, I'll get it in there. I don't like to pay for camping, but sometimes it's, not a bad, it'll work out. All right, 5 o'clock, guys. Getting cold quickly, but this is just beautiful out here. I dig this terrain. Extremely sore. If you guys followed along a couple months back, maybe 3 months back, I was always telling you like my right leg is pulling at me, and that's right when my left heel started hurting. So I'm assuming, I'm obviously walking different to compensate for the pain in my left heel. So now it's always right in my calf on my right leg. It's just super tight, and it never goes away no matter how much stretching I do. It's because every step I take, I'm walking funny. Now, I will say, all these problems with my heel and everything started when I switched to the zero drop shoes, because I had Hoka Speed Goats, which were great, but they were a little tight on my toes, so I was dealing with toe blisters, but I never had this heel pain. Maybe it has nothing to do with that. My heel's just hurting because, I'm a fat old guy and I'm so far in and I have so many miles done, but it definitely started when I went to the zero drop, so it doesn't work out with these highly cushioned version of Ultras. I'm gonna have to go back to give the Speed Goats another shot, because they were fine. They just had had a couple weeks to break in, so my toes had enough room. And now that I'm doubling up socks in the winter, it's going to be even less toe room. But I'll figure that out later. I'm tired of talking about it. All right, good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, December 14th. And it's about 8:45. Another late morning for me start-wise, but it's cold. Ooh. My bag's wet as usual from me breathing, but I don't think too much of my tent is wet. There's no condensation, so I don't know how that worked out. But it's definitely cold this morning, so I'm going to get a cup of hot tea or something going in me right now. And then take my time to pack up here. I don't think this is going to dry without the sun coming out, but we definitely have, in Grand Junction was calling for snow and rain today and tomorrow. Last time I checked my map, when I had phone service yesterday, which I haven't had it since like yesterday afternoon on, it looked like it wasn't going to snow until like 3 or 4 this morning. So Wednesday morning coming up. So, but we'll see what happens. I got to be prepared. It's cold right now. Man, I got out of the tent yesterday. I wasn't cold at all, but the sun was out, and the sun's not hitting me anywhere right now. So that'll do that. Anyway, I'm babbling as I always do in the mornings. Nothing froze last night as far as my fluids. So it didn't go down as cold as it did my first night out here in the desert. But right now feels colder than it did yesterday. So I don't know. There's no sun, obviously. But all right, let me shut up. Let me get a cup of hot tea on here. A little breakfast, blah, blah, blah. Start packing up. All right, 11 o'clock, guys. I'm leaving the campground area. A little late, but I don't think I got out of the tent till, 8:45 or something like that. It's been 2 late mornings. It's just so hard to get going when it's cold out. The sun poked out a little bit, but it went back in. So we'll see what happens. I got 2 wool tops on and my regular shirt, and then just my one wool bottoms. But they said the last 2 nights it was cold, but I didn't have to bundle up any extra with any of my extra clothing. Still haven't put on my warm wool bottoms yet, like I was in Colorado. And definitely went down into the 20s last night, but it was doable. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier or not, but I actually, I think I did. I got the same mat that I had before, except I got the wide version, because my arms get cold hanging off the side of the mat. So when I meet Ryan on Friday, it was already delivered, so everything's good to go. So when I meet on Friday, I'll be getting that mat, and then I'll get rid of one of these foam mats. But I got to keep one just in case. Well, first of all, I need one just to, get the R value up. I think it's 3 or maybe 3.5, the Nemo tensor insulated. So with the 2.5 of one of the foam pads, I should be fine for winter camping. I've been getting by with 2 foam mats and one's old, so it definitely doesn't have an R value of 2.5 anymore, but probably gonna keep the roll-up one because it's newer. My switchback is just extremely thin in spots from my fatness being on it. Incredible back here. Look at this view coming down. Wow. A little chilly with this wind picking up. I'm at 5 miles in. Just taking a little break right here in this little cutoff. It's gonna be a couple smaller days. I don't have that far to go to Moab. So no point in killing it. And just getting there for a couple days at the camp. So it's gonna be a couple smaller days here, which I'm fine with. Just incredible back here. After that break I took, I'll tell you what, my body's I feel like I should be more rested, but my hips are hurting. I'm just feeling like blood today. But it's not gonna be a big day anyway. I think when I come up on this camping location coming up, I'm just gonna stop. Even if I don't move tomorrow because of the weather, it still gives me, what's today, Tuesday? Still gives me all day Thursday and a half day Friday to get to Moab, which I could do. But I'm not planning on not moving tomorrow. Hopefully the weather's not like that and I can get out. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll get service later. Wow. Man, when that wind picks up, which I'm already not a big fan of the wind, as you know, it makes pushing this car a whole lot harder. I've been spoiled with scenery, man. Coming from Colorado to here, it's just incredible. All right, Hiddle Bottom Campground. I got a little nervous because the picnic area, not even a quarter mile down the road, was closed for the season, but this looks open. I just saw 2 animals cross the road up here. I don't know what they were. They're the size of coyotes, but black, so maybe black coyotes. I don't know how many times I've seen a black coyote, but I'm sure it's possible. Or it could just be 2 dogs. I don't see them anymore. Put the phone away. This little wheel does not like these wide grates. Oh, it's 2 dogs. Prepared. All right, guys, it's 2:30. What an incredible camping area. I don't know if I'm in the group ones that are closed or single ones, I don't know. But hopefully I'm late, it's December. Hopefully no one even comes by, but I don't have a pen to fill out the envelope anyway. So I'm not putting any money in there. But if somebody comes by, I have the money. It's $20 a night. Did I say it already? It's like 2:30 or something. I did 8 miles today, that's it. My legs and my hips feel like I did 30 miles, though I can't lie. My heel actually feels good. It's my right calf and my hips today, so blah, blah, blah. But like I said, I knew it was going to be short days anyway because I'm going to be in Moab sooner or later. I'll go show you the board here in a minute. What an incredible area. So I'm going to stretch my legs out. Hopefully this wind dies down and get the tent set up no problem. I'm gonna show you this board and show you where I'm at and where I'm headed. All right, guys, I'm right here. And I gotta go all the way down to Lions Park is where I'm meeting them at in Moab. It's not that, not a huge distance, especially when I got, what's tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and most of the day Friday I can spend walking too. Like I said, it's a 10 or 11 hour drive for him, so I got 3 days basically. So I'm fine time-wise. And like I said, last resort, if I don't have service, which I haven't had service, and I'm not there, he knows to get on the 128 and drive. And if he hits Colorado, he went too far. Or actually, if he hits Interstate 70, he went too far. That's the plan. Just incredible. Well, 28 or 4, and that wind, she's picking up. This tent is an extreme pain in the rear to set up when it's windy. It's just a little more difficult than my old tent, which was, once I could stake out my old tent before I even lifted it into the air. So setting it up during windy conditions really wasn't an issue. But I got her battened down the best I can. Got some rocks out on each side. I got one of the sides tied off to my wheel on my cart. Because if the weather holds true, we're going to get some kind of storming tonight. So I got that just tied up to there with a little rock to pull it. So she's nice and tight as I can get her. It's just beautiful back here looking around. The phone doesn't do it nowhere near justice, but it's beautiful. The road's right there. So just like the last campsite, I'll be close to the main road, but no one's come in here yet, so that's good. People kept coming in last night and the other one a couple times early in the night. It's like freaking me out as I see headlights coming down. You can hear the noise so much, for a good distance. So I'm like, what are they doing? Anyway, it's nice out. I'm about to hop in the tent because there ain't nothing else to do. That's pretty interesting. What movie did I see? Somebody was down at the river and they fell and got pneumonia and died. Lawless, I think. Tom Hardy. Shia LaBeouf, yeah. Big tough guy, had almost his head cut off and everything. There's the remains of the homestead. That's all you need, man. Is something little like that right in the river. It should be great. I can't find the cemetery they're talking about where his mom's buried at, but it's a boat ramp to the Colorado River. Yeah, I was advised not to drink out of here, but I mean, you can. I just think that because of the high silt, I mean, look how dirty that is. With the high silt, it would just probably wreak havoc on my my beef free. But I mean, if you had, I got water drops, you definitely could. But I think I venture off after Moab anyway. I won't be around this river. Oh, getting muddy. It's just incredible. Hey, how you doing? All right, 2 a.m. guys. I've been dealing with the wind, and I don't know how what's coming up, but I'm just covered in sand in here. The wind's been blowing sand in my tent all night. I mean, I'm just covered in it. But it's not that cold out, so that's a plus. But now it's at 2 a.m. High winds, thunder and lightning. Like it's lit up. I thought someone was outside with headlights on, like on my tent. Like it was super bright. So good times at 2 a.m. out here. All right, good morning, guys. It's Wednesday, December 15th. What a night. There's so much dirt in here. Just everything's covered in dirt, sand blowing in, and I got all this water under there. I don't know where this is coming from. It must have been the wind and the angle I'm at. I got water settling under me. I'm just soaked and dirty, so it's going to be a long morning. So I'm in no rush to get out of here. I'm just going to lay here for a little bit longer. I can't believe how wet everything is underneath this. I don't know what that's from. So much dirt in here, man. Look at that. All right, let me shut up. Got some snow last night up in the low elevation. Oh, by the way, I meant to tell you guys, for elevation, I'm at like 4,000 feet, so extremely low compared to what I've been in. We got like a combination down here of snow, rain. It was thundering, it was lightning. A lot of wind last night, the most wind I've dealt with since that one night in Colorado. I mean, it was, I don't, like, so much sand and stuff blew. Like, my tent got beat up. I mean, that's a lot of stuff soaked. And then all this water on the, that's not just dampness, that's straight up, there's water laying on top there. So, it's coming through my tent somehow. It wasn't a fun night. But I didn't sleep that bad. It wasn't cold. Shit. I didn't put any extra layers on last night. I didn't put my liner on. And I didn't even put my sleeping bag in the quilt mode. I mean, in the sleeping bag mode. I just left it open on quilt. I was comfortable last night. It was not cold. It feels cold out here now. So it was a strange night. But, man, if it's going to start snowing, I should get back inside. Oh, well. I'm out. Flurrying out. I need the sun to pop out so I can dry all this. It's 8:30, guys. I'm just here walking around trying to make my mind what I want to do. It's still pretty windy out this morning. To be honest with you, I'm trying to talk myself into not even moving today. I got to try out all my gear, and I'm looking for maybe a better spot to put my tent at. I'm guessing the water just settled. They're looking at some of these campgrounds. A lot of them have sitting water. Just last night was a brutal night weather-wise. I mean, that wind. I tried to get some of the lightning on video, but I don't think I did. But that tent was hopping around, man. At first I was like, I'm like, am I dreaming? It feels like I'm getting beat by sand, so I thought I was like in Iraq. And no, it was definitely sand coming in. Anyway, I'm trying to talk myself in to see a lot of sitting water. Whew, it's cold. I wasn't cold at all inside my tent. I'm freezing in the wind. Yeah, I'm trying to convince myself just to stay here today. I got like 25 miles left to get to Moab. And that could be done Thursday and it could be done Friday. So I really don't have to get there today. So we'll see what happens. I'm leaning on towards not even moving today. Just taking a day and camping here. But I got to get my tent cleaned up so I can get out of this wet area. Get everything dried, all the sand. I'll figure it out after I'm done with my morning routine. Man, this stuff hasn't happened to me since I've been in Iraq. Actually, the red clay here kind of looks like Hawaii if you've ever been there. At least the parts I've been to. Just look at that. And the wetness, man. That's straight up. Let the bottom dry out so then the inside mud, dirt can dry out and I can get it out of there. I mean, you can see I was on like a little low spot right here. Probably where everyone always sets up at, blah, blah, blah. So that's why I paid the price with that water. It all just accumulated down on me. My mat is soaked. I hit this thing in puddles. So, fun times. And the bottom of this tent has never been, and I'm sorry, Banks, but it's never been exactly waterproof. Like, coming from my old Dyneema tent that I've had literally sitting on top of lakes, as you guys remember when I was going through Illinois and it rained every day for like 3 weeks. and I stayed inside my tent. Everything was amazing. This always tends to get some after. Now, who knows? That bad night I had that huge storm with the wind, it could have put some tears, holes, whatever in it. So I don't know, but water always seems to come from the bottom when it rests there. And I got the ground sheet and the bottom of the tent, so that's what happens at standing water. But my mat keeps me off the ground, so I'm not really worried about it. But I'm just moving super slow. Everything's just dirty and wet and blah, blah, blah. So honestly, guys, I'm thinking about, I wish the sun would come out here and the wind would go away, but thinking about maybe not moving today. There's all kinds of noise out here last night. I'm finding why that stack blew off here, up top from there. One of the fans on the other one blew off. The dumpster lids all blew open, and they were snapped down shut with that. Bungee cords. No, this is heavy. Wow. So we got some. I was wondering, man. I was like, man, that thunder, that lightning last night was beautiful. Like it just lit up like it. I literally, when I first woke up, I thought there was like a cop or someone right outside my tent lighting up the whole thing. It was so bright. My tent held up good. I mean, I got some water in there, and a lot of sand. But that's what's going to happen when you get the high winds in this area. Just like when I had it in Colorado and my tent was full of snow. All right, good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, December 16th. It's 8:15 in the morning. I didn't do a whole lot of filming yesterday. I just stayed right here yesterday. I didn't feel like moving at all, and I didn't. And I don't feel like moving again today. It's cold out. As you can see, everything's frosted over. Last time I had service, I was going down into like 11 or 12 degrees last night. I don't think I got that cold, but it's pretty cold. I'm going to have a cup of tea. And then hopefully I can dry this stuff out. I'm probably not leaving until this is dried out. So I don't know. I don't feel like packing all this wet stuff up and then have to pull it back out. So I'm probably going to be here until this is dry, and then I'll hit the road. It's like 13 miles or so to get to the next camp spot that's like this. But I should be able to camp even if I don't get to there, just along, in the desert somewhere. But we'll see. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. All right, guys, 10:30. The park ranger just came. Very nice guy. Another fellow Marine, Marine Corps vet, infantry too. So I can't see them where he's over talking to the lady in the van that was here yesterday. He just asked me if I, what was going on, blah, blah, blah. He happened to see my tent. Actually, he came because he saw the van. And then the van drew his attention, which that's always gets you when there's someone in the parking lot. And then I told him the van wasn't mine, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, I ended up putting $20 into the thing. I told him I didn't have a pen, which he understands. He says their office is a little more strict because this is like a high use area, I guess, in the spring and summer from here to Moab. Anyway, so I put $20, and I have no problem paying for the camping fee. Even he said I'd be fine on BLM land, but anywhere where you see that there's camping available, you can't camp in so I couldn't cross the street and camp in BLM land. That's not allowed. I had to pay to camp here. So I didn't tell him I was here for 2 nights. Told him I got here yesterday. So I lied a little bit, but I put $20 in the thing. No big deal. That's it. Had a nice carnation and some breakfast. It's warming up nicely with this sun, so I'm drying everything out. Hopefully I'm on the road before 12 here. So like I said, I got about 13 miles to go before the next campground. All right, 11:40, guys. Everything's dry, and I'm on the move. Almost just snapped my ankle. For some reason, I wanted to know what that sign said. Well, you probably can't even see it, but it's folded down. So I left my cart. I went to go look at the sign, which just says campground full. Anyway, as I turned back around, my cart was rolling backwards, and I don't know why. I had a rush to go save it. And I stepped on the cattle grates, the cattle guards, so their feet get stuck, and my foot went right in there. If I would have just moved a little bit, that could have been extremely bad. But I'm fine. On the move. Meh. Tell you what, going up hills in this cart, no fun, no bueno. I'm at 4 miles in, guys. Taking my time here. Sucking on atomic fireballs. Like a little kid, I have to put four jawbreaker ones in my mouth and have my mouth burning for it to be any fun. All right, it's 2 o'clock, guys, and I'm almost 7 miles in. Gonna take a break. Being that my food bag and most of my fluid and everything is in the cart, it can't even tell I have a backpack on. So there's been no need for me to take a break for like a numb arm or my back hurting or anything. But I'm gonna drop the pack up here in a little bit. It's just beautiful out here. It's a beautiful day. As long as you're in that sun, man. As soon as you hit the shade when you come around one of these canyons, it's freezing. This is incredible back here. I think it's a winery right here, and then a restaurant, lounge. A motel, restaurant, and like an off-roading club. Well, I'm on my map where it says camping's available. There's a sign right here that says no camping. So there's really nowhere really to camp here anyway. It cuts down to the river right there. It's just cold in the shade. So there's a boat ramp coming up here in about another 1.5 miles. So hopefully I can squeeze in somewhere around that boat ramp. See what happens. All right, just about a 1/2 mile past that no camping sign. There's a little cutoff up here. A little trail that comes down here to a river. I may be able to put a tent like right here in that little flat spot. I won't have to. My car can probably handle this. I won't be able to be seen from the road either if I come all the way down here. It'll be a little chilly because I'm next to water, but maybe I'll be able to squeeze in up here a little higher. Then I think I can be seen from the road. As far as I can tell, this is BLM land. See, it's blocked off the road travel from the boulders here. The road's right there. Maybe able to camp up here somewhere, which would probably be warmer. But I don't want to be seen from the road, so I might be only one. We'll see here. They got the goat head thorns back here too, which are dangerous for my cart. All right, 4:36, and I got her set up, and I'm hopping in because it's cold, and there's nowhere for me to hang out here. I'm starting to think, I hope the water doesn't come up this high, because it's matted down nice and good, and the only set of tracks I've seen was one raccoon. So I don't know if it's the wind that does it. Looks like it gets windy down here too, with how everything's blown up, but where the water comes up this high, that'll be an issue. I think I'm all right, but she's definitely on a slant. And that's what I'm going to roll with tonight. All right, good morning, everybody. It's 7:30 on Friday, December 13th, or 17th, sorry, December 17th. Ryan will be here today. I hope. I haven't talked to him in a week. But either way, I'll be in town today. I've been doing something the last couple of nights out here, and it's been working out much better. I usually, on these real cold nights, remember, this is a 40-degree quilt. So on the cold nights, I'll put it in sleeping bag mode, and I'll zip it all the way up, and I'll get in it. But since I've been in Utah, I've just zipped the bottom up so I can put my feet into a nice little cocoon. And I've been leaving the top open. And I'll tell you what, I think I've been much warmer. Last night, I don't know what the temperature was. I had to put on my puffy coat. So I have on all my warming layers. But I didn't have to put my liner on or nothing. And it definitely went down and well into the low 30s last night, if not high 20s. So I think I'm digging this because I was thinking, I'm like, man, when I'm in, it's so tight when I have this in my quilt made in the sleeping bag mode, and then all that down that I'm laying on is pretty much worthless. So I'm like, let me just try leaving this open. I'll tell you what, I think it's much warmer like this. Probably that's how you're supposed to use it. I don't know. But I've been happy with it, and I've been doing it since I've been out here. Now, 2 nights ago, I had to put on my liner, but I still kept this open. So I haven't zipped this up, and I know I mean, you've seen me. I've been waking up with everything frozen, and I haven't been putting this in bag mode. So I'm really digging that. Another half, and I'm sleeping much better that I'm not all jammed in a tight bag. All right, let's get a little view check. How was my camping spot last night? Not bad at all, huh? I don't know how well it's coming up. There's a little, you can see like a wet trail. I don't see any prints, but I definitely see like a game trail that's just wet going all the way down the river. I mean, that could be a river otter. I don't think it would be a beaver. I mean, it could be anything. But I don't see footprints along with it. I just see like wetness. So either his tracks weren't heavy enough. I see a couple indentations, but it's hard to tell. Definitely something came out, followed the trail down. Right next to me. Ooh, it's cold. So much colder out here. Hey, is this some hard ground? Like when I step normal, I'm not leaving much of an imprint. All right, 8:15, guys, slowly packing. I got some Isbit set right here on the beach with some sticks holding my cup up over the Isbit, getting ready to make a carnation and some breakfast and hot cocoa mix. This was good on the hands. The hands are burning. Got to get some new gloves. But these been with me for 9 months, so that's beautiful when the sun starts hitting that red clay. Red cliffs. Beautiful. I was just trying to take a selfie using my camera clamp. Anyway, it snapped, so it doesn't matter. The thing's like $8. 2 of them have lasted me this whole journey so far, so not bad at all. And honestly, since I've gotten that one, it's been cold. I think I got that so when I started Colorado, and it's usually too cold to open the clamp, and just like I did now, I tried to force it and literally just snapped. So no big deal. I haven't been using it, like I said, but I'm just looking at my gear, and just recently I've been getting some comments, and I usually don't respond to comments, but there's a couple comments that I think that it could be misleading or actually dangerous for like kids or even first-time hikers if they happen to be watching my videos. Like, you know, the one comment was like, oh man, me being an ultralight hiker, it makes me cringe seeing how much stuff you're carrying when you talk about your weight. And I'm like, it's not like I'm out here carrying frying pans and camp seats and everything else. Like, I like to consider myself an ultralight hiker. It's easy to be an ultralight hiker when your vehicle is a half a day's hike to a trailhead wherever you're at, or you're on the Appalachian Trail, and you can literally be in a town every other day at worst, maybe every third day, you know, so like every 30 miles you're in a town. It's easy to be ultralight hiking then. It's easy to, another comment was, you know, in Colorado, you should only be carrying 1 liter of water. There's water everywhere, and always be walking towards the water. I think that's dangerous for kids to see because I'm following a trail. I can't always be walking towards water. I guess in theory you always are walking towards water, but 1 liter of water in Colorado is insane. It's like that will get someone killed. I went through multiple stretches of 20 plus and 2 separate stretches of 30 plus miles without passing a water source. And hey, guess what? I'm hiking in October, November, which is basically wintertime. I was plenty of nights down to the single digit temperatures. And guess what happens when you're at a certain elevation? 37 miles in between water sources, even though I passed 2 because they're frozen solid. So this isn't like the known trails where I can get ready 1 liter of water on the Appalachian Trail because you know exactly when your water resupplies are coming up. You know exact mileage, everything. I can't do that out here. And it wouldn't be smart anyway, even in Colorado. When you're at that elevation, I'm assuming this person's never winter hiked or hiked Colorado in that wintertime. There's just not water everywhere like everyone thinks. I was up over 12,500 feet. There's no water sources up there. Anyway, so I'm just thinking of a couple things. I went over my gear multiple times. And like I said, I'm not carrying a bunch of nonsense. You could beat me up on socks because I'm carrying 5 pairs of socks. But I wear 2 pairs at once. So I wear 2 pairs of darn toughs at once. Unless I know it's going to be a wet day, then I'll wear 1 pair of my sealskins over it. So when I'm wearing 2 pairs, I literally have 2 days worth of socks. And I'm like, you know, I don't know. I just worry. I guess Colorado. So, I mean, you could beat me up on socks. I can probably toss 2 pairs. 2 single pairs and a sealskin would probably work. But, you know, it's scary when I'm not near a town. Like, I had to do a 12-day food carry, twice in Colorado? You know, when you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't have cell phone service for 6, 7, 8 days or whatever it was, and you're 12 days in between towns, like, I got to make sure I'm okay out here when I get caught in snow and everything. So I guess you could beat me up on clothing, but I'd like to know what other ultralight hikers are hiking with in winter conditions where they're not going to be passing a town but every 2 weeks. Like, I have 2 sets of wool base layers. I'm basically wearing everything I own to bed every night. It's not like I have extra pants here for town and everything. I have pants, a shirt, 2 wool bottoms, 2 wool tops, a puffy, a fleece, and a rain gear. That's it. I do carry an extra buff and an extra hat, so you can beat me up on that, I guess. But my thinking is, you know, when the long stretches through, like now, when it's cold out, like if I get wet during the day, I need something to keep me warm during the day, and then I need something to transition to at night. Can't always start a fire. It's not practical. This is going on forever, but you get the point. Like, they were like, oh, I can't wait to see what kind of crap you load into your cart. Well, my cart's literally carrying 6 gallons of water and my resupplies for the tire. I don't have any extra gear in it. And I mean, I took stuff in my backpack and put in it, but I just don't think you could be an ultralight hiker when you got to do a 12-day food carry. When sometimes, yes, you are leaving with 4 liters of water on you because you don't know when the next water source is coming. Now, I get the feel for it, right? And then people that bring up, oh, melt snow. Well, people that say that have never done it because it's extremely time-consuming and hugely fuel-consuming. If you know, I don't carry a pot or a stove. For Colorado, I went and got a titanium pot again, and I just use Isbit. I would have to use, all my Isbits. I usually step off with about enough to do 15 boils, so it's like 30 Isbits. I would have to them 30 Isbits might get me 2 quarts of water. I'd have to get a regular fire going and spend all day at camp, which if I'm at camp, burning snow is doable when you have a fire already going, but you know, you just can't say melt snow. People that say that have never done it. And there wasn't snow unless I was over a certain elevation, so it's just I think some of the comments can get some kids in trouble if they take them, but I probably didn't concentrate on one or another like I thought I should. But another thing you could probably beat me up as power. I carry 2 power blocks and what am I trying to say? Solar panel. But them 2 power blocks, literally, when this cold weather, act like one. So I guess you can beat me up for having the solar panel. But like I said, I want to hear from people that consider themselves ultralight hikers that have ever been where there are going to be 200 miles in between towns. Like, it's just different. It's just a different type of hike. Trust me, when I'm on the Appalachian Trail, my pack will weigh next to nothing also. You know why? Because I know if I get caught at night and I'm freezing cold or whatever, it doesn't matter because I can just suck it up and I can be in town the next day getting warmed up. So yeah, I won't need 4 pairs of socks. I can get by with just 1 set of wool base layers. You know, I probably won't even need a sleep bag line. I won't need a lot of stuff because I know I'm just going to be, I can get warm the next day. You know, does that make sense? It's a different mentality. I'm telling you, when these people do these survival situations and stuff on YouTube and their car is parked 6 miles away or a half mile away. It's just different. But yeah, I guess you could beat me up over power. I know I'm all over the place, but I mean, I'm out here and that, I know I use power a lot. Don't get me wrong, but more power than I should, but that solar panel has saved me numerous times, man. I keep going back to this last stretch in Colorado. I think it was 2 times 12 days in between towns. That's a long stretch, 12 days. Now, I could sped that up by hiking more miles a day, but as you've seen, like I wasn't I was pretty much spending the majority of the day hiking. I was just only able to get between 10 and 15 miles in. It's just the way it was with the heavy pack. And it just all keeps going back to the pack weight. But, you know, I feel like people, some of the comments are misleading to some of these, you know, kids out there. Telling them to use 1 liter of water in Colorado is absolutely insane. Insane. 2 times I went over 30 miles without a water source. All right, I'll see how much of that I actually cut out and how much of that I actually use. But, yeah, I just don't feel like I'm carrying a bunch of worthless stuff. I was in the beginning. They said you pack your fears, right? Yeah, I understand that. And I did pack my fears. I started out with a headlamp, a flashlight, and a spare flashlight, 2 spare knives. I don't have any fears out here anymore. I try to be prepared, and it's just when you've got these long stretches in the middle of nowhere, like right now, I mean, my fingers are freezing from these gloves. If I don't have my thicker gloves, like, I'd be in trouble, you know what I mean? I don't know. And it's a different type of hiking when you're not seeing towns for 2 weeks at a time. After I passed Moab here, I think I got 250 miles before I hit my next town. 250 miles. I'd like you to show me an ultralight hiker that's going 250 miles with an ultralight kit in the wintertime, dealing with temperatures like I am. I don't think it's possible. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? Yeah, I'm just going through my gear, and I just don't know. I mean, I'm being critical of my choices. I'm like, what can I get rid of right now if I was going to go back through Colorado? If I was going to go back through right now, my pack would be even heavier. It's not like I'm packing too much food. I literally was counting myself 1,000 calories a day for 4 or 5 days at the end. So, I mean, I don't know. That whole ultralight thing's kind of sticking with me. And I just think it's irresponsible to say something like that. And then you get a first-time hiker out there who's going to go off, oh, well, this person says this, and do-do-do-do. And the next thing you know, they're out, you know, in the middle of the woods. They're at 12,000 feet elevation with 1 liter of water and barely any gear because of they didn't want to be ultralight. So I don't know. But yes, I could toss some weight. Like I can get rid of fire starters. The fire starters are extremely important. But yes, I could get rid of them. I haven't needed them to save my life, but I have needed them when I couldn't get a fire going with just matches. So I usually carry a couple of them. I can get rid of them. I could get rid of a power block. I don't know if I can get rid of a power block or the thing, because having 2 full charge power blocks in these cold temperatures is basically like having 1, maybe 1.5. I'm not getting the full charges out of them. So I don't know. I could use less power, but I still have big stretches coming up in front of me of over 150, 200 miles in between towns. So I probably could get rid of 1 power block. So I don't know. Maybe that is my fear. I don't know. At the end of the day, I hiked 750 miles of Colorado, and this is the gear I use. So I guess that's all that really matters at the end of the day. I keep harping on the comments, because I just think that's it could be dangerous for people out there that don't know. But you got to do what you're comfortable with. And believe me, I wish I could say I was ultralight hiking through this trail, which most of the time I have been. I mean, even though I have to, grab 3-4 liters of water, that just is a necessity sometimes. I mean, I don't know where my next water source is coming up. So most of the time I feel like I'm ultralight hiking. I mean, my pack weighs, 2.5 pounds? My old tent weighed 1 pound. My quilt weighs 1 pound. My sleeping mat weighs 1 pound. I'm actually have my new mat I'll be getting today off of Ryan, my blow-up mat. So I'm going to add in a little weight, because I'm getting rid of one of my foams. But I'm looking forward to being comfortable again. I'll keep 1 foam and this blow-up mat. But you know what I'm saying is, I'm just trying to say, like, I made it through safe. And honestly, if I had to do it again through the same time period in Colorado, I would have added more. I would be wearing official winter boots, not trekking stuff through, because my feet froze and it was horribly slippery, and just my feet were miserable, even with the extra socks that I had. So I would have changed that going through Colorado. I'd have official boots. I'd have snow caps for my hiking poles, the you know what I'm saying, so it doesn't go all the way down. I probably could have used snowshoes for a couple stretches, but what else? And I would have had a warmer sleeping bag. I'm never going to do a hike again with a 40-degree quilt. Now, I knew starting off, because I remember initially I was getting all my gear together to hike the Appalachian Trail, but there's just too many people, so then I switched from the Appalachian Trail to this. And I think I could make a 40-degree bag work on the Appalachian Trail starting in March. Like, it's not going to be any colder. I made it work out here, and I've been in single digits, so at 12,000 feet. But I do have a liner. The liner is a lifesaver. But I definitely I won't step off again on any major hike without at least a 20-degree quilt. 20-degree quilt. It's just, it's nice, the extra cushion. And it's just the extra warmth is nice. You can get in a scary spot. Remember when I first started, though, I had a bivy sack with this and a liner, and it was like a super warm, dry cocoon, which I might go back to for the Appalachian Trail and just use a tarp. I just like the simplicity to slide in the bivy sack, boom, done. I don't know, but I'm just babbling now too much, as usual. As far as the water I've been carrying in my cart, I started with 6 gallons, 4 empty here. I got that much left of some strawberry Starburst, and I got that much left of water. So I timed it pretty well, or I figured out pretty well. I got my 2 bottles over here for today. So I think I did pretty well as far as my guesstimation on water. I did a gallon a day, right? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I did a gallon a day. But Sunday when I came out, that kind of was an extra gallon. I came out at the end of the day. So I figured I'd do a gallon a day, and then an extra gallon for the cooking and all, but basically a gallon a day. And that's what it comes down to. I'll use a liter in the morning between having 2 different cups. So maybe sometimes a little more than a liter, but I use around a liter or a quarter liter in the morning for hot tea or coffee or whatever. Then I'll drink another 3. So a gallon a day works out perfect for me, for this temperature-wise. If it was hotter, I'd be sucking down way more, but it's been real cold. But I think yesterday I drank 2 bottles actually on the trail, 1 in the morning, and then I cooked in 1. Yeah, so a gallon a day works out well out here for me right now. So that was nice. All right, 10:15 guys, on the move. I'm slowly but surely putting more and more stuff from my pack into the cart. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do yet with this cart or my future plans. I'm going to talk it over with Ryan when I see him today. I really don't want to waste a whole day spending time with him. We could be barbecuing, drinking, and acting fools. I don't want to spend the whole day, driving a couple 100 miles out and then coming back, burying stashes of water and all. But, man, I would love to get rid of this cart. It's just, it's not that safe. Look there's no shoulder, nowhere for me to go. Traffic hasn't been a big issue, but, that can change real quick. It's just going to take one of these people not paying attention. And I just don't, I like having my one hiking pole out. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I have a couple options. One is just keep plugging forward, but slowly heading more south. I can't stay on this route all the way through because it's going to have me going through some decent-sized mountains and all, which I can't get through with a cart. And I definitely can't get through the Sierra Nevadas with all the snow they've gotten already. It's just not going to happen. I've had my full with that cold, snowy elevation in Colorado. And I really just barely made it out of there, and I was lucky I didn't get hit with a huge storm, with a drop in a large amount of snow on me. This was just small accumulations in some spots that I had to deal with. I might just hop in his truck and have him drive me more further south. Like, I'm basically going to be going through Vegas now, regardless what I do, whether I go with my cart or I go without a cart. Alex ended up going towards like Page, Arizona, and then cutting over. So I can follow like the 15 down, and then maybe once I get to Vegas, I can head up on the 66. I know I'm all over the place. It's probably not making any sense because it's all over in my mind also, so it ain't making much sense to me. But I have to figure out my route before Ryan leaves, figure out if I'm going to be going ahead with this cart or not. I'm just thinking about gear, as I always am. Another piece of gear that I wish I would have took with me that I didn't because of the weight is micro spikes. Micro spikes would have helped me almost 90% of the hiking through Colorado. When I was slipping and falling, especially in the back roads with just a thin layer of ice. Micro spikes would have been a massive help. So that was definitely on the list too if I'm ever going to hike Colorado again that time of year or later, micro spikes. Well, just had a close call. I'm only 1.73 miles in. car was coming at me, and he wasn't moving over at all. And I was like, all right, 'cause we're on a slight hill here, so maybe he just doesn't want to get over because someone's coming or whatever. Anyway, as he was like, I mean, right here, right next to me, I don't know, a couple inches, he saw me for the first time. You should have seen his face. Just head in the clouds, looking at the scenery. Literally never saw me until I was almost at his passenger, rear passenger door. I was right there in the, right at the end of the front passenger. It's incredible. This is the campground I was looking at yesterday. I'm 6 miles in. All right, guys, it's 2:30. I'm 11 miles in, and it looks like I still have like another, we'll just call 4 miles, maybe a little less. I actually forget already, but until I hit the, where I told him I'd meet him at, and if I wasn't there to just drive on the 128. So we'll see. I haven't had phone service since, Monday morning, so I haven't talked to him. I don't know if anything's changed. I got my fluids are almost done. I got enough to make dinner tonight. And actually, all my food, I just finished it up. Besides stuff I can make. So I have 2 rices and a mashed potatoes left. So I'm okay. And then I have like maybe 3 liters of fluid, 2.5, 3 liters of fluid of some strawberry starburst, which is not that good. It's beautiful back here. It's nice and cold. I had to stop. When I stopped, I couldn't wait any longer. I had to eat something, but I had to put on my hoodie. It's just cold when you're not in the sun. Well, I'm here at the meeting place. It's I did 14.20 miles today. Let's see what time it is. This is where I'm supposed to meet Ryan. I didn't get service literally till I was right here. And he was like, dude, I was starting to worry because I haven't heard from you all week, and here I am driving 11 hours. What time is it now? It's almost 4 o'clock, 10:04. So he won't be here for like another 3 hours. So maybe 7 o'clock. It was like a half hour ago I talked to him. So, 6:37. I'm going to put this stuff back on and walk like a mile and a half down the road. There's a gas station. And then come back here to the meeting spot. I made it. And he will be here tonight. We're probably going to have to go one of the last camping spots I passed that were open. Pay to camp for the night. Just because it's late. And we're running around. Especially if we're not having some good good phone service. I'm starving. I got to go get something to eat at this gas station. Look at that view out there, man. That's incredible. Approaching Moab. Just trying to find that gas station and somewhere to get something to eat at, and everything's been closed so far. Denny's was closed, gas station closed, so I'm walking deeper into Moab, which is all right. I can just text Ryan, have him pick me up there instead of walking all the way back, but I'm about over all this walking. I'm in the market with Ryan, picking up some essentials for barbecuing tonight. Good night camping last night. We just hung out, drank some bourbon. There he is, the ugly man. All right, guys, it's Saturday. We're in Arches National State Park. We're actually going to camp here in the Devil's Campground, it's called. There's 24 campsites, first come, first serve here in the winter. There's actually like 60 campsites, but after 25 to like 54 or whatever's closed for the winter. I don't know why they do that, but it's just beautiful back here. Cold. It's actually quite crowded. First come, first serve. There's at least 15 other people here in sites with huge and fancy rigs. That's sexy. Look at that. But this is nice. Work out well because he can back his truck right up. Because his, I'll show you guys later, but he sets his tent up. His tent has actually become, the bed of his truck becomes a tent. And he's got an air mattress in the back. It's a nice little setup. He got on Amazon. So he'll be able to park right here. We can set everything up. We got a grate. It's just perfect. Not a great area for me to put a tent in, but I'll be fine down here. I can actually sleep in his air mattress is huge. Like, it's a full-size air mattress, takes up the whole bed of his truck. But he's got a propane heater in there and everything. Yeah, I'll probably put my tent like right here. Yeah, you just need a $5 bill. It's $30 to get into the park, and then it's $25 per campground. Everywhere else in Utah has been $20 per campground. Seems a little high, but It's nice. You got a bathroom. You can go with running water and all. And fire grates. I mean, it's nice clean area. So it's, you know, what are you going to do? What's that up there? I can't see. It's like some kind of tank or something. But we might get out and do some hiking. I would like to see at least a couple of the arches they got here. But we'll see. Start drinking bourbon. You don't do a whole lot of moving. We're going to eat good today, though. Got the tent set up. I didn't show you guys this yesterday, but this is Ryan's setup. He's got a whole freaking hotel with him here. Included with a propane heater in the back. Full-size air mattress. Takes up the whole bed of his truck. There's like 1,000 zippers on this. Oh, what the? I'll show you guys inside later, but we got the prep going. Making little pockets, mushrooms, onions, potatoes, you know, the usual. Beer, bourbon, candy, baby wipes for my shower later. Time. Don't forget to put some time in there. Don't try to skimp out on the time. Unless you don't want to use it. That's it, guys. Guys, I don't remember if I showed this last night because I was had a little bourbon in me. But my Nemo Tensor insulated arrived. I forgot that I got the wide version. It looks so massive in here now, but it's such a, having the wide is such, it's so worth it for me with the weight penalty, which is not much. Because now my arms aren't cold when they're hanging off. I love it. So I keep one foam mat. I gave Ryan the other one to use on their thing. I'm going to get rid of my switchback also. I'm going to keep this one just in case this fails me. I got to have something to get me through. So I'll keep a foam mat. But these two together, I can pretty much sleep on an icicle. I think this is an R value of 5. I think this is 3, and this is 2 or 2.5. So I'm right around 5, if not a little higher, 5.5. So perfect. Love it. So much better sleep, so much better on my old hips and everything. Of course, I'm worrying about this, so I'm going to put my liner over it as a little protector. If I can fit it in there, we'll see. Oh, they look good. Potatoes, vegetables in this foil bag. Chef Ryan. Bourbon. It's a good night out here. Tent set up over there. His monstrosity. Look at that moon. All right, music time again. That looks good, dude. Beautiful out here. It's a noisy morning though, with all the rigs running and diesel heaters going and generators starting. It's 7. Everything's up and moving already. We're gonna do some driving around this morning and not do some nonsense, but I think I'm just gonna leave my tent set up here and we're just gonna get another day here. Because I really don't feel like breaking everything down. Quite a popular place. Look at that get up he's got. Oh, so much is fell in that hole. In the crevasse. A little tent down there. All right, Sunday evening, guys. I was packing up my stuff earlier. Well, we were messing around the rocks, but I got my first flat on my cart. I was loading it up with all the new water bottles I got and everything. And
Got my first flat. I'll deal with it tomorrow when I have him drop me off where I'm going to camp at. And then I'll figure it out from there. But not worrying about it tonight after some bourbon. So, do a little barbecuing tonight and get to bed. We're leaving early tomorrow. He wants to be on the road by 7, so it's going to be an early morning. And then he's going to drop me off at the 15. And then he's going. And I'm going to continue my walk, headed south towards Las Vegas. Got an ugly moon. Oh, that's nice. That's great. Say hi to the family. Leaving Moab. Should have got some more video for this last couple of days, but we always had music on, so I couldn't. I mean, I could, but I'm lazy. But it's incredible out here.